Coming up tonight, the Bahamas, for the first time ever, is stepping into a leadership role on the housing and urban development. Plus, it's that time of year when the men and women of the Royal Bahamas Police Force usher in the festive spirits at their annual beat retreat. We've got sights and sounds. And later, celebrating leadership, Cable Bahamas group of companies pausing this week to highlight the executives that make all the difference for their teams. The details for these stories and more as Our News Weekend starts now. This is Our News Weekend. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Megan Shepard. The Bahamas is getting a seat at the regional table on housing, even as the government moves to clear up questions and criticism about the Carmichael Village development. The housing minister addressing both in Parliament, pointing to international recognition and what he says is real progress people can actually see. Our Candino Knowles reports.
The Bahamas is stepping into a leadership role on housing and urban development for the first time ever. Housing Minister Keith Bell announcing that the country has been elected Vice President of the Forum of Ministers and High-Level Authorities of Housing and Urban Development of Latin America and the Caribbean, referred to as MINERVI. It's a regional body that brings together housing ministers from across the region.
I am proud to note that this is the first time in our history that the Bahamas has been elected to serve on the executive of this august body, this regional body.
The role comes as the Bahamas continues to grapple with the long-standing housing shortage. Bell pointed to a national study as far back as 1984 that found New Providence alone needed more than 1,700 new homes a year. And by 2016, the Inter-American Development Bank estimated the country needed about 3,600 new homes or major repairs every year. But for years, construction simply did not keep up. Bell says the new regional role is designed to help close that gap. And as Vice President for the Caribbean, the Bahamas will help shape regional housing policy, share its urban renewal and clear hold build programs, and most importantly, gain better access to technical support and climate financing for resilient housing. That support, Bell says, can translate directly into more homes, built faster and at a lower cost. And nowhere is that being put to the test more visibly than at Carmichael Village. In recent weeks, questions have been raised about how the development is being managed, including claims it is being run through a phantom company. Bell responding head-on.
Let me state plainly, there is nothing phantom about anything involved in this project.
He says the Carmichael Village Project Development Company is a wholly government-owned entity, legally incorporated and created for one clear purpose.
The company exists. It's properly constituted. It was created for one purpose, to oversee the delivery of homes for Bahamian families.
The minister reminded Parliament that for more than a decade, Bahamians heard announcements, saw groundbreakings, but never received keys.
Beyond the ceremony and the public statements surrounding it, no homes were started, no homes were completed, and no Bahamian families ever received a key.
That, he says, has changed. Homes have now been built, families have moved in, and construction still ongoing.
The company is real. The homes are real. The families living in those homes are real. The dozens of contractors working on the site are real.
Bell also addressing how the project is paid for, confirming an initial $20 million loan used to get construction started has already been paid off by government, with additional support put in place to keep work moving. For a country where thousands are still waiting for affordable housing, the minister says this is about delivery, not debate.
After a decade of promises, Mr. Deputy Speaker, the project has finally come to fruition. It is a real progress for real Bahamians.
With more homes under construction and more expected in the months ahead, Bell says the focus now is simple. Keep building. Reporting for Our News, I'm Candino Knowles.
Meantime, a local artist needs your help tonight. As she deals with a digestive issue doctors are still scratching their head to solve. The issue, she admits, has taken a mental toll on her. But despite the challenges ahead, she tells our Joshua Williams that with the help and support of community, she is confident she will come out on top.
Meet Salem Cunningham. She's a young creative in the arts and performance field, but now she has to face one of the biggest challenges of her young life.
Right now I'm facing issues with digestion and my immune system. We still don't know exactly what it is yet, which is what I'm trying to find out now. Right now my doctor is Gemma Roll, and so we're both going on that journey. I have seen her so far for an appointment. I've been tested for certain things so far. And we're just trying to get to the bottom of it.
It's not something Cunningham expected to deal with at such a young age. And with an array of tests, she says doctors still don't fully understand what's going on.
When I took my lab into the lab, I took it and they were like, hey, we've actually never had somebody come in for a celiac panel. And I was surprised to hear that because I thought, well, if I do have celiac, am I the only person in the Bahamas with celiac disease? That can't be possible, right?
And along with the diagnosis uncertainty comes a high cost in medical bills.
Most of them are from like $200 to $2,000. The one that they think I need to take is at least $1,100, which is just for the lab. That's not for my appointment to go back. That's not for any medication and stuff like that. So
Salem tells me she's grateful for all of the people that have assisted her so far and has this invitation for those who may want to help.
I have a post up on my Facebook. I have a post up on my Instagram. I have the flyer that I can send to you. I don't know if you want to put that wherever this is going to be. And my banking information is on all of those.
Reporting for Our News, I'm Joshua Williams.
Thanks so much, Josh. Well, a major women's organization is taking its research and recommendations straight to Parliament. Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, through its 3 Bahamian chapters, presented a new publication in the House of Assembly last week, focused on strengthening the national response to women's health. The anthology, titled Inspire Inclusion, Driving New Change in Women's Health, draws from research, speeches, and policy proposals compiled during the organization's 2024 mock parliament. The publication brings together a range of ideas aimed at moving women's health from discussion to action. Leading the presentation was Alana Major, chair of the Advocate for Social Justice Committee, who says the work reflects the organization's long-standing commitment to civic engagement and policy advocacy.
Women are at the center of our homes and the center of our communities, and of course we are women, and we thought that it was important in the leadership that we do. We are constantly involved in civic engagement, and so we thought it was important to bring forward resolutions, or solutions rather, for women's health in the country. Very important.
Major says the publication addresses a wide range of issues, including mental health, non-communicable diseases, gender equity, and women's leadership. She emphasized that the goal was not just to highlight challenges, but to provide lawmakers with research-based recommendations that could help shape future policy. And she noted that presenting the work on Human Rights Day added greater significance to the message.
I would like to see more collaborative opportunities like this for women in the country so that we have a seat at the table at the front making decisions on what is best for our country. And we took this particular step to do this. This was an initiative by our committee so that we can have that opportunity to present recommendations instead of just arguing about issues, but present plausible recommendations and solutions to the country.
What started as a COVID-era effort to help struggling businesses is now growing into a full business school with international reach. During the height of the pandemic, Life Worship Center's Economic Development and Entrepreneurial Empowerment Ministry stepped in to support local businesses in need at the time. About 20 businesses took part. Today, that number has grown to more than 100, and now the ministry is taking the next step, launching formal business training through a new partnership with the Joseph School of Business in Chicago under the leadership of Bill Winston Ministries. And although the initiative was born out of necessity during COVID-19, according to ministry head Patrice Taylor, the goal was never just short-term help. It was about building long-term capacity for business owners. That vision has now expanded into a satellite business school, connecting local students with a global classroom.
We're going to be launching that business school. The first cohort will be in February 2026. It's a satellite school, So our students will be in the classroom with students from all over the world. It happens once a week, and it's a 4-month program. It's a totally accredited program in the United States. But our intention eventually is to launch the school separate and apart and have our own business school here under the Life Worship Center banner.
Taylor says the first cohort is open to the wider public, with registration already underway. Interested persons can sign up online at thelifeexperience.com under the EEDE banner or by clicking the Joseph School of Business tab. Classes begin February 7th, 2026, with graduation set to take place in Chicago.
This business school is important because what it does is it takes the principles, the practices of the world, but it marries it with faith-based principles, so that at the end of the day, we are equipping our business owners to go beyond what the world's marketplace system dictates, so that no matter what happens in terms of fluctuation in the markets, whatever happens in terms of downturns in the economy, they are equipped with the faith, with the biblical truth, and through prayer. Through prayer, that's the foundation.
Great initiative. Well, when we come back from the break, the RBPF's annual Beat Retreat, a festive treat for residents in New Providence and Grand Bahama. We've got highlights from both. Plus, Grand Bahama taking center stage at this year's National Arts Festival. We'll tell you all about it right after this break.
I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them blue for me and you. And I say to myself, what a wonderful
dance with me. Dance with me. Dance all night long.
That's it lightning. Goes up is frightening. Born to be exciting. Now I'm so rich, I'm born to be exciting. That's it lightning. Goes up is frightening. Born to be exciting. Now I'm so rich.
The holiday season here at home includes adding crawfish tails to your holiday menu, taking the kids to the carnival, and attending the Royal Bahamas Police Force's annual Beat Retreat. The event was held this year under the theme Christmas Past, Present, and Future. Our Danielle Miller was there for it all.
The annual Christmas Beat Retreat just wrapped here in Rawson Square. Under the theme Past, Present, and Future, what we saw today was a display of legacy in motion.
Flying drumsticks, precision movements, and the Grinch, all taking center stage at the Royal Bahamas Police Force's Band Beat Retreat. This year's theme, highlighting Charles Dickens' famed novel, A Christmas Carol, evoking the essence and spirit of the annual event. For decades, hundreds of Bahamians and visitors attend, creating memories with their families or reliving Christmas moments, like Shirley Bonamy, widow to former police commissioner Bernard Bonamy. She says that when her husband was alive, she rarely missed a beat retreat, and it's a tradition she continues.
BK was on the force for 39 years, and I think I missed
3 or 4 beat retreat. Police Constable Ryan Pratt is a part of the RBPF band. He told me that as a child, he watched his grandfather and father perform during the event. And recently, the Pratt men created family history at the annual event.
I could recall the year before last would have been our first time where the three of us was on parade together. So it was a historical moment in our family.
Hoping to write a similar chapter in his storybook one day was Edward Sanders, son of Sergeant Brian Sanders. Sanders says as he watched his dad perform, he eagerly added this wish to his Christmas list.
I want to be the police band when I grow up.
And Dad could not be more proud.
I hope that you'll be better than me one day.
Reporting for Our News, I'm Danielle Miller.
And not to be left out, Port Lucayo Marketplace was filled with the sounds of music and the sights of the Royal Bahamas Police Force putting on a show that mixed soothing rhythms with traditional moves. It all went down at the Royal Bahamas Police Force's annual holiday beat retreat in Grand Bahama on Wednesday. The beat retreat is a long-standing law enforcement tradition, served as a festive bridge between the RBPF and the Grand Bahama community, ushering in the holiday season. The event transformed Seahorse Road into a vibrant stage for Bahamian culture and community pride. Those who attended say it was a show they'll never forget. They also had high praises for the police and urban renewal bands.
Oh, I thought it was wonderful. I thought they picked the perfect venue for it. The weather is perfect, and the police band and the urban renewal bands, they were excellent. It
was very good. I feel like it was very good for the tourists to watch. It was very good, you know, and there was a lot of people there.
It was amazing, simply amazing. I definitely was serenaded by the both bands, the Royal Bahamas Police Pop Band and the Urban Renewal. Wow, what an excellent job those young folks are doing out there.
Officer in charge of the Urban Renewal Division, Assistant Superintendent of Police Lee Capron, says he was proud of their band's performance.
Listen, words cannot express how I feel about what the Grand Bahama Urban Renewal Marching Band did here tonight. We came out in numbers, we've represented and we presented to our Grand Bahama public what we've been working on for the past couple of weeks. I am ecstatic, I am grateful, and I am thankful to God for all his blessings during this holiday season.
And Grand Bahama taking center stage at this year's National Arts Festival, with St. George's High School walking away with the top honor. The school won the Governor General's Award, along with the award for the most entries at the 2025 E. Clement Pethel National Arts Festival Awards. The ceremony, held in Nassau last week, celebrated young and upcoming artists from across the Bahamas, with students and performers traveling in from the Family Islands to be recognized for their talent and hard work. Awards were presented across multiple categories, including music, dance, art, drama, and film, highlighting the depth and diversity of creative talent growing throughout the country. Cultural officials say the festival plans to play an important role in nurturing creativity, building confidence, and giving young Bahamians a platform to shine. For St. George's High School and for Grand Bahama, it was a night of well-earned pride. Congratulations to all of the students. Still to come on Our News Weekend, Cable Bahamas executives recognized and celebrated for the extraordinary leaders they are. We'll tell you about top awardees, but first...
Looking for something to do over the holidays? You're in luck, because a big-time high school basketball tournament is returning, and we're going to talk about it next on our Sports Weekend. I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them blue for me and you, and I say to myself, what a wonderful
Dance with me. Dance all night long.
Fast as lightning, goes up is frightening. Born to be exciting. Now I'm so rich, I'm born to be exciting. Fast as lightning, goes up is frightening. Born to be exciting. Now I'm so rich.
Good evening, welcome to Our Sports Weekend. I'm Tage Adderley. The Providence Storm Holiday Basketball Classic has been showcasing talent from the Bahamas and the U.S. for over 2 decades. With this year's edition around the corner, we had the chance to talk to Coach Kevin Johnson about it.
It's all about getting high school basketball players to continue to be a part of a tournament that get them sharp for the second half of the season. And we have a lot of good teams participating. A good mixture of small schools, private schools, and government schools, and a few teams from Grand Bahama come in every year. That's to keep their skills sharp and prepare them for the next half of the season.
That's C.I. Gibson's head basketball coach, Kevin K.J. Johnson. I had the chance to talk to him about the tournament hosted by his club, the Providence Storm. In its 22nd year, the tournament is one of the top local showcases for high school basketball.
I have 2 college coaches coming down to take a look at some of these players, and hopefully we have an opportunity for some of them to get scholarship to further their education through basketball. At the end of the day, what are we trying to accomplish? We're trying to accomplish to make sure the level of basketball stay high in the Bahamas, and also keep these kids busy during the holiday season in terms of basketball, giving them something to do.
The tournament will take place from the 27th to the 30th of December, and Coach Johnson says he's looking forward to seeing what the visiting schools bring to the court.
St. George is always coming. We got Tim out of Abaco, Agape always coming. As a matter of fact, Agape Junior Boys won the tournament last year. St. George is always competitive. Blaisley, lead out of Grand Bahama, always competitive. Last year, our Andrews team came. They were pretty decent, pretty competitive. And, of course, the Nassau teams, you always got St. John's, Bailey, C.I. Gibson, Doris Johnson. All these teams are competitive. You got to really be able to play at a high level to compete.
Now, the games will start 9 a.m. on the 27th. That's next Saturday, and it's at the C.I. Gibson Gymnasium. So check that out if you want to see some top-tier high school hoops. We're going to keep things on the court to see what Bahamians got up to last night. Vijay Edgecombe and his Philadelphia 76ers logged a big 116-107 win over the New York Knicks last night. Playing for the first time as an NBA player in the famed Madison Square Garden, the combo guard from Bimini went off to the tune of 23 points, 3 rebounds, 4 assists, and 2 steals. His point came on 10 of 18 shooting, and he kept the floor open for his teammates, making 3 of his 6 3-point attempts. On top of all that, he showed his elite two-way potential, holding Knicks all-star point guard Jalen Brunson to 1 of 10 shooting when he guarded him, while scoring clutch buckets to put the game away. Tyrese Maxey had 30 points and 9 assists in the win for Philly as well. Over in college, the Bahamian duo of Rima Collins and Danica Lightburn led their FIU Panthers to a 78-61 win over Youngstown State. Collins had 28 points, 12 rebounds, and 4 steals, leading the team in those categories, and Lightburn had 12 and 4 rebounds off the bench. Collins and Lightburn got off to a rough start early on, losing 3 of their first 4 games, but they got the Panthers on track, winning 5 straight since. Collins has been a revelation for FIU. The junior forward from New Providence spent the first 2 years with the Mississippi Rebels, playing sparingly and averaging less than 2 points per game under her fellow Bahamian coach Yolette McEwen. But she's found new life in Miami, where she's dropping a conference-leading 20 points per game to go at 10 rebounds. Good for second in the league. And they played their rival from up the I-95, FAU, earlier today. So tap in tomorrow for the results from that one. And that's a wrap for sports this evening for Our Sports Weekend. I'm Tage Adderley. I'll see you again tomorrow night.
Thanks so much, Tage. On the other side of this break, it's beginning to look a lot like Christmas, but will it feel like it? Meteorologist Ian McKenzie fills us in right after this break. Stick with us.
I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them blue for me and you. And I say to myself, what a wonderful
Dance with me. Dance with me. Dance all night long.
Fast hit lightning. Goes up is frightening. Born to be exciting. Now I'm so rich, I'm born to be exciting. Fast hit lightning. Goes up is frightening. Born to be exciting. Now I'm so rich.
Welcome back, everyone. This is Our News, the weekend edition. Taking a look now at our forecast. We're currently outside our studios. We have partly cloudy skies, some showers in the vicinity. Feels like temperature the same at 74. Winds from the northeast at 9 miles per hour. Temperatures across our country. Freeport, our nation's second city, 73, 74s in Marsh Harbor, Great Albuquerque, and in the capital as well as Allenstown. Bimini, 75s in Nicholstown, 77. Governor's Harvey Luther. Central Bahamas continue with those 77s in Kemps Bay, 76s in Georgetown, Deadman's Key, Port Nelson, Coburn Town, and Arthurstown, Kid Island, 78 in Black Point, Exuma. Southeast Bahamas, 78s in Duncantown as well as Colonel Hill, 79 in Delectable Bay, 81 in Matthewtown, and a pair of 80s in Abrahams Bay and Providenciales, Turks and Caicos. Satellite and radar composite at this time. We just have some moisture associated with a stall of frontal boundary that will continue to meander gradually across New Providence area, which could trigger some showers later tonight and possibly even into tomorrow. High pressure will build in the wake of this system, which should produce some stable conditions. On the boating side, we have in the northwest and central Bahamas, there is a risk for rip currents out there for you swimmers. Winds northeast, east 10 to 15, seas 2 to 4, but up to 6 feet offshore in those swells. High tide at 9:22 p.m. tonight, low tide at 3:54 a.m. tomorrow morning. Southeast Bahamas, there is a caution in place for you boaters and a high risk of rip currents for you swimmers. Winds easterly 15 to 20, seas 4 to 6 feet over the ocean. Here's a look now at your national forecast. In your extended forecast, yes, Christmas week, we expect some showers across our area tomorrow. Monday through Tuesday, we expect a cold front to push through our area. That should be pretty much on the drier side. But however, behind that front, we do expect a gradual cool down, and we should see the effects of this come Christmas morning and into Boxing Day, where we expect a very, very, very low percentage for showers. People have been asking me all week, Ian, what do you expect for Boxing Day? I expect little to no precipitation on Boxing Day. So the Soxians should go, do their thing, get the fifth straight. That's a wrap for the evening forecast. Make it a great, safe, fun night, everyone.
Sounds good. Thanks so much, Ian. Well, the Cape of Bahamas group of companies rolling out the red carpet for its inaugural Executive Awards and Recognition Ceremony, celebrating excellence at the executive level. The goal, to recognize executives who empower teams, lead change initiatives, and drive long-term organizational success. Categories included Heart of Leadership, Culture and Community Builder, and Emerging Leaders. Chief Executive Officer of the Cape of Bahamas Group of Companies, Franklin Butler, says the awards reflect the company's commitment to people-centered leadership and strong corporate values.
Tonight, we wanted to really make sure that not because you're an executive mean that you necessarily should be underappreciated. And so this is really our night to really celebrate the executive team. We do have a quarterly awards program for managers, supervisors, for Director of the Year, for Employee of the Year. And so this is really an opportunity to really focus on our executive team and to really try to make sure we can bring together more collaboration, to continue to make sure we can create execution at the top that speaks to alignment at the bottom. And so this is extremely important tonight to be a part of this celebration, and I'm excited.
The highlight of the evening was the presentation of the Chairmanship Award for All-Around Leader, the company's highest executive honor. The award was presented to Group Vice President of Operations at Cable Bahamas Limited, Tracy Boucher, recognizing her leadership excellence, ability to empower teams, and consistent execution at the highest level. Accepting the award, Boucher emphasized the importance of teamwork and shared success across the organization.
I am humbled and feel so honored and grateful to be even recognized in this capacity today as receiving the Chairmanship Award, the first ever that I can think about in this company. So receiving this award, I receive it and accept it not on self, but on the collective effort from the team that I work with, my peers, my directors, my leaders, and everyone in the organization that helped me, along my leadership journey to get where I need to be. And I am grateful for this opportunity, and I look forward for continuing, the work that I have established to continue to lead, with excellence.
Congratulations to all of the winners and nominees. And with that, we thank you so much for joining us for our News Weekend. On behalf of the entire team, I'm Megan Shepherd. Have a safe and wonderful evening. Hey guys, Megan Shepherd here. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to click that subscribe button if you want to see more content like this. Just click right over here. And don't forget to turn on your notifications so you stay up to date with content like this from the team you already trust.